What's going on, guys? It's your boy King G with Invest Adventures. Today we're going to talk about something very, very important, especially if you're trying to get business credit and different things like that. Even if you're trying to go personal, this topic is going to be very, very important. So stick around to the end because I'm going to be giving you, just certain gems and different things, even some of my experiences on both sides of the deal. Okay. So before we go any farther, I'd like for you to like, comment, or subscribe to this channel if you like the content. If not, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Like, just don't be a part of it. All right. Now, the one thing I want to talk about is just the banks versus credit unions. All right, because it's something I learned early on when I first started trying to do certain things. Um, you always I was started off with going, with banks, and first bank I think I had an account with was like Bank One, right? It's Chase now, but it used to be Bank One or whatever the case may be. And so what I found was that over time, at first it was like, you're too young. They say you're too young, you don't have enough on your credit, different things like that. But what I started to find is that, you know, it didn't matter what I had on my credit. Banks just like I could never get a loan from a bank. It didn't matter what my score was. Like, my score could be in the sevens. I got enough accounts and different things like that, but they don't like to lend you money, right? And also they do it at, much higher interest rates. I mean, I think they more like to fund, more like bigger corporations or something like that. But like for somebody who has like a 782 score with three high limit credit cards and multiple car loans paid off. You're talking about never late, houses paid off, different things like that. And then you go and you try to get a loan from them, and you can't get a loan. I mean, I can't even say I got a loan because with one of my mortgages that I had Countrywide Bank, right? But that's not a bank that's in my state that I can actually go and say, hey, I'm trying to open up an account. I mean, I couldn't go to Chase and get and just say apply for a home loan. It just seemed like everything was so hard when it came to banks, and I really couldn't understand the algorithm, because they have so many strict rules, and they got less flexibility. They make profit off their customers, but they rarely want a loan to you. You know, and that's a problem for me, because like even with, like, for instance, let me give you another example. I had a business bank account with a bank, and what happened was, I'm depositing like about $36,000 a month in that business account every month, right? I'm depositing that, whatever the case may be, and it's been going on for it was going on for like years at this point, and I'm averaging around about 35 grand a month going in. But I applied for a business credit card and they denied me. Now, I didn't say how much I wanted. I just applied for a business credit card. They denied me. Now, my credit score was high sevens. So that means if my score is high sevens, that clearly tells you I've never been late on anything. So I had no idea why I couldn't get a loan with them, right? Um, I tried to go, this is crazy too. I tried to buy a 750 Li BMW, right, through the same bank, and they denied me. And I'm sitting up here like, what the heck am I, what's going on here? So I did have a credit union with a credit union named Michigan First, right? And I was gonna go with them, but then I also had a credit union named Alliant Credit Union. So I said I'm gonna go and try with Alliant Credit Union. So I called them. I said, like, I'm trying to get this 750 Li, and they like, oh, we are the number one credit union for BMW. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the BMW the dealership was in Chicago, So the one that I wanted was actually in Chicago. So I said, well, I applied. So they ran my credit. So Alliant ran my credit, and this is how simple it was. They ran my credit asked me how much I made a year. I told them, and then they said, "What you want the check written out to?" Like just like that. They didn't ask me for no business bank statements, no pay stubs or anything. I mean, I don't have a job, but they didn't ask me for anything. They just said what did I want, how much was it and who I wanted it written out to. I had BMW do the connection with them or whatever the case may be. The car, I got the car was shipped like within it was like a week, right? The car was shipped. It was that simple when I went through a credit union. Now this is a credit union. Now mind you, I'm not even. I forgot to tell you this. With a Lion Credit Union, I did have a account with them, but I wasn't even using it, right? So it's like I wasn't putting no money in it, like so they ain't even seeing no activity. They wasn't even seeing any activity, like to say, okay, yeah, he can, he good because we see him doing this. Now with my bank, somebody that I'm depositing 35 grand every month, and they're telling me no, and I'm depositing other money in my personal bank account with them. They told me no, but I go to the credit union that I just had an account that I opened up that I don't even use, and they don't even ask me for no verification. They just write the check out, and that's it, right? So I was like, dang, that's crazy. So I started to learn that's when I started learning, like, credit unions are a lot more lenient. They got lower interest rates, lower fees, on the loans and savings accounts and stuff like that. And they're not so strict. And they also, because they nonprofit owned, so they owned by the members, right? So they not like banks where banks they make money off of you, but they don't want to loan to you. Actually the members are the owners, so they see value in lending you money. They give you a chance. And I've even I had a friend of mine, that was going through some hard times or whatever the case may be, and she did have bad credit. Her credit was like 520, but she needed a car real bad. So I told her to try out one of the credit unions that I was, that I deal with. That's here, and she went applied. She got a higher interest rate, but she got the car, right? She got the car, and she had a higher note than she wanted, but she didn't get treated like these side lots do, or the side lots they want to charge you 28% interest rates because because your credit bad. She ain't get no interest rate that high. It was like 13% or something like that. But still, at the end of the day, she got the car, and opposed to going to dealers and different things like that. So you get easier loans, with bad credit. You know what I'm saying? And another very great thing about a credit union is that they have co-ops, so they share branches. So, like for instance, one of my favorite credit unions that I have, that I do a lot of business with, is Navy Federal Credit Union, right? But they don't have. I'm in Michigan, and they don't have any Navy Federal here, right? But I got a debit card and all that different type of stuff. So when you deal with credit unions, every credit union is the ATM. There's no fees, so I don't care what credit union you go to. Like if you got Navy Federal, you can go to any credit union in your state and not get charged. And also, people may not. A lot of people don't know this, but any 7-Eleven, if you have a 7-Eleven and they got an ATM inside of it, you don't get charged there either, because that all of those ATMs are credit union ATMs. So you have a much wider, you don't have to drive far, because sometimes you can have a bank, but then the bank is too far from you, and then you be like, I don't feel like doing that. I'm just gonna go to this bank and take that $3.50 surcharge. But if you start doing that and you look at the end of the month, you look and see that you only had like $50, $60 in charges because you didn't feel like driving far, right? But with credit unions, it's a credit union like almost on every corner, and they don't have to be your credit union. You understand what I'm saying? So now getting to the part that really helps when it comes to the business, right? Because now we're gonna talk about the business real quick. When you do start your business, okay? Because when you decide that you want to start your business or whatever the case may be, you're going to want to know where you want to open up your business account at. I'm going to tell you right now, I would not open it up at a bank. I would open up every business account at a credit union, right? Because business loans are much more simple, right? I've had multiple large, business loans, through the credit union, right? So credit unions give you, it's like, it's just not hard. They don't ask you for much. And a lot of the things is just about relationships. You got to build, you build a relationship with them. You know, you go in there, they have relationship managers and stuff like that where you can go and talk to somebody and sit down with them, whatever the case may be, and then just build some rapport with them, get your account. And even this is another tip for people that and this is something that, like I said, this is something else that people would charge you for, but I'm gonna give this to you for free. So if you do open up a business account at a credit union near you, what you want to do is say you do have a job and you working, right? So what you want to do is you want to take the money that you make that you right now you probably have direct deposited into your personal account. You want to stop doing that. Stop. Don't do that no more. Go to your what you call it, human resources or whatever the case may be, whoever does your payroll. Tell them you want to switch your account. You want to switch your direct deposit into your business account. So say you make $1,500 every 2 weeks, have them deposit that into your business account every 2 weeks. So now that's gonna look good to the credit union, but also to the IRS, because see, now you're getting taxed different, because what they look at now is, see, opposed to when it's going into your personal account, they just taxing you off of the money you getting going into your personal account. When you start making it go into your business account, the IRS starts looking at it as you're funding your business. So now you get to write certain things off. So you understand what I'm saying? So you don't want to write off too much, especially if you're trying to buy a house, because you won't be able to buy a house. If you make 70,000 a year and then you trying to write off 35,000, and it can be done, but now when it's time to buy a house and they want to see how much you made, it's gonna look like you made 35,000, and then now you ain't gonna qualify for the house you would qualify for if you put down, like the 70,000 that you actually make, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to switch your payroll over to your credit union, right? And constantly just let it go like that, and then it's gonna look good. So then what you can do is, when you start asking for, loans, they're gonna start seeing, okay, well, he puts in 3,000, a month in here, and it ain't about how much you spend or just letting it sit. It's just the fact that it's going in there all the time. Now you're building a relationship, they seeing it. And all credit unions have what they call inside scores. So they have scores inside, like not just your credit score matter, but your credit with them. You are right. So that's another thing too. That's really important. So let's just say your credit score was 775 or whatever the case may be, and a hardship happened to you, and you was late on like 3 payments, or you was late on a couple payments. Your score dropped down to like 640 or something like that. I'm not even gonna use that high score. Let's say your score was 650 and you was late on the payment, and your score dropped down to like 560, right? Now with a bank, they not messing with you no more. But with credit unions, but say you wasn't late on the loan that you got with the credit union, you ain't never been late with them. They have an inside score saying he always pays us or she always pays us. So they're still qualified to, to get a loan, and they'll still loan to you with a low, I mean, and it will be a higher interest rate. It won't be a great interest rate, but it won't be crazy like banks do, or like, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing too, that credit unions always seem to be more loyal to the member based off of their relationship with the member. Whereas banks, I haven't yet to see them be loyal to you when you're loyal to them. You understand what I'm saying? So I've taken all my money out of banks and I use only credit unions, right? So that's just the main focus of this video. If you're gonna do anything, especially if you're trying to start a business and or whatever the case may be, go with credit unions. All right, go with credit unions. Find, you can even do your research on the one that you want to do near you or whatever the case may be. But I would definitely go with credit unions. That's my route. The credit cards are easy. Personal credit cards are easy to get. business credit cards are easy to get. Lines of credit are easier to get. The interest rates are lower, you know. And I'm going to be shooting more videos explaining the, some of the what you need for certain things. Like, don't just go in there and just be applying for stuff. I'm gonna give you some of the parameters and different things like that in some upcoming videos. But for this video, that's it. It's your boy King G with Investment Adventures, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.